Article 2 discussion will be taken right before we will proceed for the Article 2 discussion.
Good morning everyone. I am Manisha. I am a PG student from ATAL Women's College. I am from Team Cloud Vista. And my team members are Vivekananda, Sainikpuri, and Bhavan. Today I am presenting for the paper Federated Learning for Cloud and Security. This work is based on security reviews which will be published in 2025. This paper reviews not how federated learning will be given reviews for security, and this will be while predicting these reviews, which will be from protection, privacy, and trade direction. Thank you. And also our ma'am, Sainikpuri will continue.
Good morning to all. I am Sainikpuri from Bhavan Degree and PG College for Women. Today we are going to present the Article 2, which is Federated Learning, which is going to provide the security within the cloud. And here we already know that what is a cloud here. So where cloud is like storage where we are going to store everyone's data. That means a global data will be stored here. And whenever the global data has been stored, so there is a issue here. The main issue is the security, because it is a multi-tenant environment where everyone is going to store their own data, and if there is any malicious activities, so like some tenant or other tenant, they may access other tenants' data. That is what the multi-tenant environment, so which is going to happen. And to overcome all these issues, we have one concept which is a federated learning, so which is combined with the AI. Coming to this federated learning, so I just want to explain with a small example. Let me take an example of a hospital. Suppose every hospital will be having a patient's data where they have to store, and which is very high sensitivity will be there. Now, so whenever there is a high sensitivity, the problem is that if there is any leakage in the data, if there is any leakage in the patient's data, automatically that leads to a very big problem or very big concern. So here the federated learning is used where each and every individual data will be privatized. That means which is each and every hospital will be there, and that hospital's patient's detail will be stored in a local database or local area, so that the actual patient's data will not be shared outside, or the centralized data. That is the main thing. So that is where the federal learning is going to help out. And now I can tell you with one more example. I think yesterday one of my students gave the same example. That same thing I just want to revise here, which is suppose in a class there are total 10 students, and 10 students have each and every, they have a separate notes in which they have to submit it to their lecturer or their professor. So now what happens, they have prepared their own data and they just don't want to keep or give the complete data, so they just give the updates there. That means what are the main results, they give the updates, and then so that will be given to the lecturer, and in this, all the 10 students they'll be taking, and then they'll be giving it to the lecturer, and the lecturer is going to make a final decision or a final notes, and then that will be passed to each and every student. So if the process is that, so the actual data or the raw data is not given, and only the final updates which are there has been given to each and every student. Now what is happening? Each and every student are reading all the data without knowing the actual data. That is what federal learning or federated learning is going to do here. Right, next. So now, whenever the federated learning is combined with the AI, so it brings the advantage for the cloud as well. Now, so whenever we are going with the federated learning along with the AI, we have some of the advantages of the opportunities. detection. So coming to this threat detection is what? Finding some threats. That means if there is any unauthorized access or if there is any unusual activities which are performed in the cloud, automatically this AI is going to find out, or it is going to detect, and then it is going to completely go with this anomalies. It is going to detect the anomalies. Anomalies are like the errors and all, and then it is going to give a solution here. And in the same way, we have the second thing, which is privacy protection. Privacy protection, which I already told that. So we have this federated learning, which is going to secure the private data. So the same privacy protection will be there, where no raw data will be given here. And so how no raw data will be given, which I have already given the procedure of the federated learning. Now coming to the third one, which is access control. So coming to this access control, so if some unauthorized user has given or has taken some other's data, or if some unusual activities are happening, for example, let me tell, like geographical difference we'll be having. What is this geographical difference means? Suppose a user or an employee who is daily logging from their own laptop, and suddenly the same next day or on the same day there is a same login with the same credentials from other location, from other country, which is impossible. That is what unusual activity. That is what the access control. This access control, the problem of this will also be saved by this AI. And then we have the next one, which is intrusion detection. So coming to this intrusion detection, the same again. Sometimes what happens is hackers, they are going to hack the data. They may slip the complete passwords. They get to know the passwords and they enter into this cloud data. They may hack the data. So to prevent this one also, will be going to this intrusion detection. That is what an intrusion means. And the next one, we have the last one, which is complaint monitoring. So here complaints means the laws which are given by the government mainly. So now, what can be the laws here? We have two examples which are given here. One is GDPR, which stands for General Data Prevention Regulation. This General Data Prevention Regulation means, suppose this is one of the law which is given in Europe. It is an European law which is introduced in the year 2018. So from since 2018, they are showing this one, where the general people or their country's people's data will not be given outside without their permission. That is what the law here. That is what GDPR. And then coming to the last one, which we have is PAA. So this stands for Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. I think so. So coming to this health insurance, which is introduced by the US, which is an US law, which is introduced in around 1996. So this law says that no patient's data should not be given outside that particular hospital, or it should not be given to any other person without their permission. So that is what these two laws will be given by their country or their government. So that also will be protected here. That is what the opportunities. And then we have some of the benefits of using this FL. So the first one, which is 25% reduction in privacy risk. So which is mainly in healthcare. So around 25% has been reduced. The risk of complete private data has been reduced to 25% because of this FL. And then second one, which is 40% better threat detection has also been done by using this FL. And finally 80% of studies which are going to improve the privacy and the security of the personal data or any other people's data. So this is also done by the FL. And finally we can say that this is not any theoretical one, so which is already done in the practical sessions also. So that is what federated learning. And next one, we have some of the challenges. Anyway, despite these advantages, we have also some challenges. So coming to these challenges, the first one is communication overhead. So this communication overhead means we have to send the data. There is a lot of data which is being generated daily through any other medias or external medias and all. So because of that, there will be some latency, time consuming or time latency will be there. So where it may be lack of complete pings or complete data, transferring the data, it may take so much of time. That is what one of the challenge we have. And coming to the second one, which is resource limitations. See, coming to this resource limitation, so this edge security IoT or edge devices, we have some of the edge devices called sensors, cameras and all. They are weak in calculating, that is computing. So that is what second challenge. Coming to the third one, which is data heterogeneity. So heterogeneity means which is different types of data will be generated daily. So whenever we are getting this different types of data, it will be very difficult for the machine or the model to just generate or to calculate, to do any other task also. It will be very difficult. That is the reason that heterogeneity is also one of the challenge here. And then come to the last one, which we have is adversarial attacks. So like within the cloud itself, the tenants, whoever the tenants are there, or let me go with an example again. I'll be taking the same hospital example. So which is suppose group of hospitals want to make a model by or make some machines by training by their giving their own data. So whenever they are trying to give their own data, the other hospitals or within the hospitals, many of them can change the data, can negative the data or can edit the data. That is what the last challenge which may happen. And next we have emerging solutions, like if we go ahead, so we can improve later by using this federated learning and all. So what can the improvements means? First one, model compression which we have. So we can reduce the communication load. So instead of giving more data, we can go with any other option. So that can be one of the future enhancements which we can do. And the next one we have hybrid federation architectures, which is again mixed with this centralized and decentralized one. So decentralized is what? So which is trained within the local systems without giving the complete data to the outside world. That is decentralized one. So centralized is what complete data we are collecting and we are giving to the final server. That is what the central server. So here both combinations we can add and then we can move to the completely we can make it as a better one. And the next one we have the cryptographic enhancements we have where we can use homomorphic encryptions and all. We have some of the concepts related to encryption and decryption where we can hide our data by using some keys or some using passwords and all. So that method also we can implement in this FL. And finally we have this blockchain integration as well. So which is again going to hide the data or which is going to protect the complete data. These can be the future enhancements. And next we have real world applications. I already told which is not a theoretical one, which is already going in the practical one. So coming to this practical one, so which is already used in healthcare, finance, and then IoT, and then Google Zero Trust we have. So these all applications has been, in which all in all these sectors we are using this federated learning. So that is what the real world application we have. And then we have the future directions as well. So still this federated learning lack of few things. Even though this is in practical one, but still it lacks in few things. The first one which we can do is handle non-IID data better. What is this non-IID? Non-IID means which is a different data which we are using. That means which is not a same one, which is a heterogeneous data which we are using. So that is what the future direction, and then improve scalability for millions of IoT devices. This scalability means right now only few, around hundreds of IoT devices have been used, and only federated learning has been used in hundreds of devices, but in the world there are around millions of IoT devices in which the FL need to be used here. And the next we have strong defense against adversarial threats and a strong defense. That means again whenever we are going with the data encryption or some other things and all, so the strong security or the robustness need to be given here. So that is what the third. And the next one, finally we have wider adoption in smart cities. So I already told which is already done in the automation. This federated learning was also used in automation, which is automatic vehicles will be there which are going to collect the data, where the analysis part will be done in the local systems only. So the same thing has to be implemented here. In more cities the federated learning need to be implemented, which is again we have to use a combination of AI as well. And finally, to conclude, this federated learning which is going to improve, which is combined with the AI, which can improve their security or the privacy within the cloud. So that is what the concept, which is federated learning and AI, which is going to provide the security as well as the cloud security as well as the edge security. Thank you.
Cloud Element has given a good presentation. Well done. Yeah, any other team is ready? From 2, 6 and 8?
I think BVC college cloud matters. So we are going to discuss about second article, which is Federated Learning for Cloud and Edge Security. Our team consists of S. Jayalakshmi ma'am from Bhavans College, Anita ma'am from Naira Academy, myself Sirisha from Naira Academy, and Tola Shavya from RBVR Women's College, Madhumita from Kasturba Gandhi College, and Dashrath from Ismailia University of Hyderabad. So first we will see what is the problem statement exactly of this article, what it is discussing about. Exactly what it is means because if there is a centralized server, because suppose if you are getting the data through the centralized server, there are so many security breaches we are facing. So instead we are relying on federated learning, which will consist of the complete data present over the edge, that means near to our devices. If it is a college, near to the college, we will be having a server within the college or within the organization. Or if it is a hospital, within the hospital they are going to maintain a server instead of maintaining the centralized server somewhere. So federated learning and edge computing go together and helping us to have that server placed in the place, like it can be the place where we are going to have that work. So new era of security, these are the introduction part of federated learning. I just read out a few things, the opportunity, the core principle, and what is the real world impact we are having with this federated learning. Actually, this federated learning is one type of learning which we are getting from the artificial intelligence. So the digital landscape is ripe for innovation with FL and AI emerging as a new powerful paradigm for security. They allow for collaborative model training without ever compromising sensitive data. The main reason we are going for FL is to have security for our sensitive data. Sensitive data is nothing but the data which we don't want to share with any other person or any other institute, or when we are trying to keep it in a centralized server, we may lose our sensitive data. So for that purpose, we are using FL. And the second reason is it enables devices to train model on their local data. So model will be trained on the local data, that means within an organization or within the place where we are going to keep our server. So the server will be trained in such a way that the local data it will capture and it will train the AI model. With that outcomes, it will give the solution for us. Instead of relying on the centralized server, here the data is generated, going into the server, from there again getting the response. In between something might happen, some security breaches we might face. Instead, there itself wherever the server we are keeping, there only we are having a model which will be trained on that local data and it will provide us the solution. And the real world impact already many of us have told already. So how much percentage of detection is possible, or how much risks have been reduced in some fields where FL is used is already I have mentioned, but once again I am mentioning this. 25% in healthcare and 40% in critical infrastructure is being maintained by FL. So this is the introduction part of the federated learning. So what is the privacy preserving AI? These are the differences between our federated learning and centralized AI. So centralized or traditional centralized AI, what are the problems we are having, and at the same time how federated learning is overcome that things. So percentage is, I already told you, about of 25% in healthcare, more than of 40% in other infrastructures. We are going to reduce the what you can say risk, privacy risk by using FL. And the second one is latency. Always the latency should be low, it should not be high. Latency is nothing but the delay, how much it is taking, or response time, how much it is taking. If you could see, if you are using FL, it will take only 5 to 50 milliseconds of time in order to respond to our local data. And the ownership means, as I already told you, there is no centralized server here. So ownership remains with the client who are using that server within the place. So So these are the benefits we will be getting from FL. So these are the, maybe I can say these are the disadvantages we are facing from the centralized AI. So what are the new opportunities we are having with FL and AI is, the first one is preservative threat detection that can be done more than 40%, and even while designing that model, the privacy is maintained more. So yeah, sure. Okay. So FL is a game changer that is enabling multi-institutional collaboration is possible, and as we have seen yesterday, NVIDIA will be used here for GPUs or CPUs. This is the most proper one which was already used, COVID-19 diagnosis model, which has have that privacy things. And next is edge computing. As you all know, edge computing is not like a cloud computing somewhere we are storing our data. Edge computing will be towards the organization where we are having a server. And the pioneering financial security also is being provided by FL. So what are the solutions we are having and what are the challenges that we are overcoming with FLR? Communication overhead, that there won't be any communication overhead that we need to communicate with the server, get the response, that option is not there. We can have the communication within the organization. So data heterogeneity is possible, and resources constraint can be done, and different types of threats can be addressed, like homomorphic encryption or homomorphic encryption also. The privacy will be provided with the help of FL. So this is a multi-layered approach what can be used with FL and AI combination. So next generation privacy, as I already told you, a homomorphic encryption. On top of that encryption also we can have the privacy, and reinforcing trust with using blockchain technology also we can provide the security, and we can have non-IIID data management, which is not independent data, which can be managed. That means the data is dependent on the current server that we are using within the organization. That can also be managed with our FL. And the power of adaptive systems, that it is adaptable to many kind of real-time performance systems, which can reduce the risk of threats. So the future of federated intelligence, what all things we can include with federated learning is, as you all know, quantum computing is going to be vast increasing technology that is going to be done. So quantum is the one which can add with FL, so that it will increase more security for our data. And AI, by using this new neuromorphic computing, the latest computing neuromorphic, which will take a data as if our human being neurons will be collecting the data. Same manner, the neuromorphic computing will be collecting the data from the neuron simulators. And one more is zero trust integration, and we have a successful integration that we can integrate computer. Yes. The conclusion is that we can include AI with FL along with that quantum and also neuromorphic computing. If we include all these things with FL, the security will be more and our data will be secure. Thank you.
Excellent presentation by the Cloud Matrix. I call upon Cloud Vista to present the next article. Ma'am, time is given only for 3 minutes. Please record them. Sorry to limit the time, but we are running out of time.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Sainikpuri from Bhavans College, Federated Cloud Vista, and my team members are Sainikpuri, Vivekananda, Soumya, Kumadevi. Today, I am here to present about critical research work that explore the intersection of artificial intelligence, federated learning, and cybersecurity for cloud and edge computing. This article reviews recent advances highlighting how federated learning can revolutionize security in cloud and edge networks, while preserving privacy and regulatory compliance. Federated learning is a machine learning approaches where a model is trained across multiple decentralized devices rather than centralize all data into one location.
See, nowadays organizations are depending upon the cloud computing. So here the problem is the cloud security is the problem. So for this one, you are depending upon this federated learning with AI we are using. So next slide. So on this article is focusing on privacy, threat detection, and compliances. Next slide. See this in this one, they are already researched on with the PISM 2020 guidelines. They were given some methodology and their domain studies on healthcare, IoT, and critical infrastructures.
My name is Malini from Kasturba Gandhi College. So the benefits of FLR, it reduces privacy risk by 25% compared to the traditional centralized approaches, and it improves threat detection by 40%, and also and 80% of cases shows better privacy implementations are the benefits of FLR. So there are some of the challenges of FLR. Those are communication overhead, which means basically it slows the training, and resources degradation on edge devices is another challenge of FL, and latency issues which are basically affecting real world times, and which is reportedly in 50% of studies. And there are some of the emerging solutions of FL. So basically model compression is one of the solutions which basically reduces communication load, and hybrid federation architectures are the another solution which basically combines the benefits of centralized and decentralized benefits, and the other solution is cryptographic sector aggregation, and there are some of the
Conclusion here. Sir, last.
Yes, summarize the points and please conclude the sentence.
I would like to conclude that FL is a promising approach for secure privacy preserving and crowded systems. So there are some of the advantages and challenges, but equal to that there are equal opportunities. Thank you.
Good evening to everyone. In front of we are from Cloud Titans, Team 2. I'm Vandana from RBVR College, Narayangoda. Today we are here to discussing about an article 2, which is Federated Learning for Cloud and Edge Security. The purpose of this paper is a systematic review of current literature regarding the applications of FL and AI to improve edge computing security while preserving privacy and deliver real-time applications and meeting regulatory requirements. The next slides will continue by Sai. Thank
Good evening everyone. What is federated learning? Federated learning is the distributed machine learning which will improve the daily learning of a certain like three aspects of a field. On any field, when they are taking the one inspection of every problem, they will be getting a unique significant answer for that. They will be focusing on that important notice and learn from the, and they will initialize the module and we will get the output as we want. And it will be having decentralized learning and privacy preservation and collaborative model detection. In federated learning, cloud and edge computing we will be using, and cloud integration, edge deployment, hybrid architectures. In cloud integration, we will be using federated learning of the data and share resources from the across the world. And in the edge deployment and security, we will be using the data, but we will be disclosing the data sources from each other to secure the information of the privacy. And hybrid architectures will be combining the cloud edge and edge for utilizing the resource and improvement on enhancing privacy. And next, cloud computing and edge will be continued. Sorry.
Welcome to everyone. Myself Vivekananda. I am from University of Hyderabad. In this paper, we will talk about the cloud computing, how it is using in the AI, go through on this next innovative ideas and everything. But I will just how the edge computing work and how it will goes on. This is the architecture of the edge computing, how it will go. These are the user equipment, and here the edge server will go, and this is the cloud we are going to save our data. Have you ever know about the Bharat 5G labs? Anyone? Bharat 5G labs. Bharat 5G labs was inaugurated by Government of India. There is 100 5G labs inaugurated. One is the University of Hyderabad.
Yeah. There is HCU only.
We are using the private network, which is using the edge computing only, and we goes on the real-time projects. This project also, Federated Learning is one person from our institute doing on the research. Federated Learning on the edge computing using the 5G network. That's he is working on. This is the how our infrastructure of the our 5G lab. This is the yesterday saw said na RAN. It is like a tower. It's works like a tower satellite. It gets the network connection through UE, user equipment, which is goes in the air. That's what network slicing and every topic SAR covered in that one particular topic. In that one, there is a lot of experimental works will goes on the next level. This is the CU/DU servers, which is the centralized unit and distributed unit, and through this we have goes to the core and MVC server. This is MVC server is called as multi-access edge computing server, which our real-time projects will goes on from here only. Through MVC server, we will get the IP addresses. Even I will show one example. Here, what do you see? No code, madam. This IP config. IP config అనేది configuration. IP configuration అనేది కొడుతుంది నార్మల్ గా.
సెషన్ తీసుకో మా అబ్బాయి.
Madam, now it's 5 to only. We have 28 minutes.
ఇక్కడ తెలుగులో చెప్పాలి. మనం వైఫై కనెక్ట్ చేస్తాం కదా నార్మల్గా. వైఫై కనెక్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు మనకు ఒక ఐపీ అనేది జనరేట్ అవుతుంది. అన్ని డివైస్కి, ఏ డివైస్ అయినా, ల్యాప్టాప్ అయినా, ట్యాబ్లెట్ అయినా, మొబైల్కి అయినా, అదే ఐపీ అడ్రస్ ఇక్కడ ఐపీ అడ్రస్ ఉంది కదా, IP4 అడ్రస్. ఇది నా ఐపీ అడ్రస్, నా సిస్టమ్ ఐపీ అడ్రస్. ఇది డిఫాల్ట్ గేట్వే, ఇది మీ వైఫై యొక్క రౌటర్ అడ్రస్. ఇది ఈ అడ్రస్ అనేది మెయిన్ అడ్రస్. కూడా ఒకవేళ మీరు ఈ అడ్రస్ తీసుకొని మీరు గూగుల్లో సర్చింగ్ సెర్చ్ చేయండి, అప్పుడు మీకు రౌటర్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ క్రెడెన్షియల్స్ వస్తాయి. అవి మీరు ఒకవేళ తప్పుగా వాడకండి. ఆ క్రెడెన్షియల్స్ ఇచ్చినామంటే మనకు ఏ పర్సన్స్ ఎంతమంది డివైస్ కనెక్ట్ అయి ఉన్నాయి, దాని వర్కింగ్ ఏంది, దాని SSL టర్మినల్ అవన్నీ మనకు చూపిస్తుంది. అది దాని బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్. What is IP address? Can you remember anyone? ఇది మీ రౌటర్. దీని క్రెడెన్షియల్స్ ఇస్తే మనకు డీటెయిల్స్ అన్ని చూపిస్తుంది. సేవ్. ఇక్కడ మా 5G ల్యాబ్లో మేము వాడేది 5G సిమ్స్ ద్వారా మేము ఐపీ అడ్రస్ త్రూ సిమ్స్ మేము ఐపీ అడ్రస్ జనరేట్ చేసుకుంటాం. అది న్యూరల్ ఓఎస్ అనేది ఉంటుంది ఒకటి, దానికి సపరేట్ ఐపీ అడ్రసెస్ ఉంటాయి. అండ్ మళ్ళీ అది ఫిజికల్గా స్టాటిక్గా యూజ్ చేయొచ్చు, మనం డైనమిక్గా కూడా జనరేట్ అవుతుంది. అండ్ వన్ మోర్ థింగ్, వీడియో స్ట్రీమింగ్ VM అని ఉంది కదా, న్యూరల్ ఓఎస్ MVC అనే దాంట్లో వర్చువల్ మెషిన్స్ ఉంటాయి. వర్చువల్ మెషిన్స్ ద స్టాటిస్టిక్స్ ఏ డివైస్ కనెక్ట్ అయినాయి, ఏ డివైస్కి ఐపీ అడ్రస్ జనరేట్ అయింది అనేది చెప్తుంది. ఆ ఐపీ అడ్రసెస్ మనం యూజ్ చేసుకొని న్యూరల్ ఎడ్జ్ అనేది ఒకటి ఇంకోటి ఐపీ అడ్రస్ ఉంటుంది. అండ్ దీంట్లో మనం VM యూజ్ చేసుకుంటాం. వర్చువల్ మెషిన్స్ ఉంటాయి, నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ వర్చువల్ మెషిన్స్ ఉంటాయి. దీనికి ప్రొవైడ్ చేసింది వివిడియన్ టెక్నాలజీస్ వాళ్ళు. ఆ వివిడియన్ టెక్నాలజీస్ వాళ్ళు 5G సిమ్స్ అనేవి మన కమర్షియల్ సిమ్స్ కాదు, సపరేట్ సిమ్స్ ఉంటాయి. 5G సిమ్స్ సపరేట్ సిమ్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఎయిర్టెల్, జియో అలా కాకుండా పర్టికులర్ రేంజ్లో అది కూడా ఆ సిమ్ అనేది ఒకటి చేస్తారు, కాన్ఫిగరేషన్స్ అది వాళ్ళు చేస్తారు. అండ్ ఇఫ్ ఇన్ కేస్ మాకు కావాలి అనుకుంటే వాళ్ళు ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్స్ వర్క్షాప్స్ కండక్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు చెప్తారు. ఎక్స్పెరిమెంటల్ సిమ్స్ ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ కోసం రియల్ టైం ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ చేయడానికి యూజ్ చేస్తాం. అండ్ న్యూరల్ ఎడ్జ్లో మనకు VMs అనేది ఆల్రెడీ ఇన్బిల్ట్ క్రియేట్ చేసి ఉంటుంది. ఆ VMs మనం యూజ్ చేసుకొని ఏదైతే ఐపీ అడ్రసెస్ మనం ఇప్పుడు ఏదన్నా ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ రియల్ టైం ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ చేస్తున్నాం. నేను దసరా డ్రోన్ మీద ప్రాజెక్ట్ వర్క్ చేస్తున్నాం. డ్రోన్ అది డ్రోన్ సుపర్ణ 5G డ్రోన్. దానికి సిమ్ ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ ఉంటుంది. ఆ సిమ్ ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ ఒక నెంబరింగ్ ఉంటుంది. ఆ నెంబరింగ్కి ఐపీ అడ్రస్ జనరేట్ అవుతుంది. ఆ ఐపీ అడ్రస్ తీసుకొని MSC న్యూరల్ ఎడ్జ్ దాంట్లో మన VMలో ఐపీ అడ్రస్ ఇస్తే అప్పుడు దాంట్లో వర్కింగ్ ఏమేమవుతుంది, ఆ కెమెరా త్రూ MSC స్క్రీనింగ్ చూపిస్తుంది. దాంట్లో కెమెరా ఉంటుంది, ఆ కెమెరా వ్యూవింగ్ అనేది కూడా చూపిస్తుంది. అండ్ ఇది ఇది మా కెమెరా యూజ్ చేసుకొని ఆ కెమెరానే ఇది ఐపీ అడ్రస్. ఈ ఐపీ అడ్రస్ అనేది జనరేట్ అవుతుంది. ఆ ఐపీ అడ్రస్ అనేది దీనికి ఇస్తే క్రెడెన్షియల్స్ ఇస్తుంది. ఆ క్రెడెన్షియల్స్ మనం టైప్ చేస్తే ఇలా స్ట్రీమింగ్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది. ఇలానే సమ్మర్ వర్కింగ్ ఆన్ ద టెంపరేచర్, using temperature and smart home type of real-time projects they were working on, and one person is working on the using VR technology, and one research scholar is working on the FL Federated Learning. This based on this article, And another one now newly joined one is going with quantum computing. These are the projects we are going through this using 5G network and edge computing. This is the thank you. అంటే క్యాప్చర్ చేయడానికి మనం
మీ క్రెడెన్షియల్స్ ఇస్తే
మీ ఇంట్లో వైఫై ఉంటుంది మేడం, ఆ వైఫైకి నేను యాక్సెస్ ఇస్తున్నాను అంటే మీ ఆ రౌటర్ డీటెయిల్స్ నాకు తెలిస్తే ఈవెన్ రౌటర్ డీటెయిల్స్ తెలియకుండా కూడా యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాను యూజింగ్ సమ్ టూల్స్ లైక్ వైర్షాప్. ఎనీవన్ నో అబౌట్ ద వైర్షాప్? ఎథికల్ హ్యాకింగ్ యూజ్ చేస్తారు. ప్యాకెట్ స్నిఫింగ్ మెయిన్లీ వైర్షాప్ ద్వారా మనం ఏ ప్యాకెట్స్ జనరేట్ అవుతున్నాయి అని చూసుకోవచ్చు. డెమో కూడా చూపిస్తాం.
All the traffic going into your phone and coming out of your phone can be tracked through Wireshark. Isliye public Wi-Fi is unsafe.
మనము అట్లాంటి క్రెడెన్షియల్స్
everything Wi-Fi. This is the one we are, I have connected.
Full screen.
This is how the packets are generating.
Right.
This is the filter. You can give the command which one IP address or any port number. Through we can give the credentials. We can get the whatever running on the packets or exchanging of the data.
Sir, it is a software. Any software, sir?
No, why sir? Open source tools. Open source tool.
Yes, I heard about it. Very nice. A big round of applause to every team. Very good. They have excellently presented all the presentations with great involvement. Yes. Yeah, ma'am. Nice.
MSc at HCU.
MTech. ప్రాజెక్ట్ కాదు మేడం, అది ల్యాబ్ది యాక్చువల్లీ. ఎవ్రీవన్ మేము ఒక్కొక్క రియల్ టైం ప్రాజెక్ట్ చేస్తున్నాం మేడం. ఆ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ యూజ్ చేసుకొని మేము ప్యాకెట్స్ ఇలా ప్యాకెట్స్ ఎక్స్చేంజ్ అవుతున్నాయి అవన్నీ ట్రేస్ చేస్తాం. అది చూసుకుంటాం ఎలా అవుతుంది, బిఫోర్ కనెక్షన్ ఆఫ్టర్ కనెక్షన్ అలా చెక్ చేస్తాం మేడం. ఇది బేసిక్ కంప్యూటర్ నెట్వర్క్స్ చెప్తాం.